South Park decimated them last night, and we have the clips.
They want it both ways. We don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
And yeah, that's accurate.
You're complaining about your hard life, and you're so privileged. It's just so weird.
It's ridiculous. I totally...
Shitto, listen to this. Meghan Markle to join the 11th season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Ugh, so thirsty for any kind of attention. I would die before I would be on her reality show.
Everyone says they don't have time to make homemade meals, but if you just have 3 nannies, 2 butlers, a housekeeper, a driver, and a full-time personal assistant, you have all the time in the world. Stop making excuses and start moving snacks from one bag to another.
Harry and Meghan have got the South Park treatment. The episode has just gone to air in the United States.
These two are not sincere people. They say that they want their privacy.
I'm sorry, I need a drink.
Down with the motorhead! We deserve our privacy!
These people.
Oh my goodness, can we just talk about what went down? South Park didn't just toss out some shade last night. Oh no, they unleashed a full-blown comedy bomb right on Meghan and Harry's doorstep. And honey, it wasn't just a tiny jab. It was an explosion that left Meghan absolutely shaken. Word on the street is she was so furious she allegedly wanted the entire thing ripped off the air. Yes, you heard that right. Meghan Markle demanding South Park be silenced. Can you imagine? One animated parody shaking their entire royal brand within seconds. And here's the kicker, the timing couldn't have been more brutal because South Park didn't just make fun of them, it went straight for the jugular. They highlighted the exact contradictions people have been whispering about for years. And the way they did it, pure savagery. Honestly, Meghan and Harry must have been sitting there watching like, did they really just do that? Yes, they did. And the internet? Oh, it exploded.
It's so funny you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know it's Sussex.
It's important we do this ourselves, Harry, and not live off your family.
I agree. We'll just have to find a way to make £50 billion on our own.
This one brilliantly exposes some of the Sussex's laughable hypocrisy. Watch.
It's a really good platform to promote my brand.
What is your brand?
I'm opening this cylinder now. If you're watching, what a... Ta-da!
So, do you have any regrets yourself?
Of course. Don't we all? Probably my main regret is, the way that everyone else has acted. That's the thing that's most regrettable, in my opinion.
My question is for Meghan. Meghan, besides holder of briefcase 24 on Deal or No Deal, what do you think your most impactful role was?
And then people kept wanting to get a picture. Because I'm on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So, a lot of people coming up to us.
Uh-huh.
It's so nice to have you back in London, Meghan. I've missed our little lunches.
We've never had lunch together, Kate.
Well, we must continue the tradition.
Is there anything that you would do differently? Yes, I would ask people to tell the truth.
And let's talk about the punchline of all punchlines. Their infamous cry, "We want privacy," was turned into the most unforgettable running joke ever. It echoed across TV screens, social media, everywhere. The more Meghan tried to fight back, the clearer it became that South Park had absolutely nailed it. They didn't just throw shade, they hit the bullseye. Every single joke made the world say, "Oh, so you noticed it too?"
Have you twerked, Alex?
I don't think I've ever twerked in my life.
You must have.
Really? I genuinely mean that. If there's any footage that ever comes out of me twerking, I'll pay for all your pints one night. How about that?
Meghan, she's an American celebrity, so I can kind of forgive her for it.
It's definitely her idea.
She's like, Prince Harry is a prince of the realm. You imagine the centuries of history and tradition in this country, the respectful organisations that he was or is an ambassador of, the military, and you're behaving like that and happy to release it in public. I mean, it's just so demeaning.
Yep, she's a narcissist and he's quite thick.
Oh, and I brought some of my homemade ketchup. I'm coming out with a line of condiments, ketchups, mustards, that sort of thing.
We're really taking LA by storm.
Yeah, and the show's been a great platform to help me promote my brand.
It's already a brand. It's called Heinz.
Yeah, we're hoping the ketchups and mustards are going to be sold at Whole Foods, which, would be huge. Oh, and they're all organic, in case anyone was wondering.
We weren't.
It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
Built electric cars, he's going to Mars. Why is he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
Okay, I see. And then you added your husband to your friends and family account. You must be the Royal Prince Millionaire World Traveler victim.
High five! And you know what else? To hell with Canada! We are leaving! We'll go find some quiet place where we can be normal people. Come on, wife!
Now, here's where things got messy. Listen, South Park has roasted celebrities for decades. We've seen everyone from Kanye to Tom Cruise get dragged through the mud, but this time, the impact was something else. Meghan reportedly spiraled into frustration. She was so enraged, she even wanted the episode banned. But in doing that, all she did was amplify the jokes. Because once you try to silence South Park, honey, the jokes hit twice as hard. The creators went straight for the contradiction we've all been side-eyeing, screaming about wanting privacy, yet constantly running to the spotlight. Every book deal, every Netflix special, every headline, and South Park hammered that contradiction so hard, it echoed like a gong.
Play. Good! Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy!
When was the last time you twerked, Alex?
I don't think I've ever twerked in my life.
You must have.
That's fine, I'll go it alone. Just like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Trying to make ourselves into a brand just turned us into products. We don't need to be a brand, do we?
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I kind of took you out of your natural habitat. I'm surprised you're still breathing.
That's why a lot of these celebrities that start these things, they can't keep up. You know, like the Meghan Markle.
And oh, it didn't stop there. The parody drove the irony straight into the ground. They showed Meghan and Harry declaring they just wanted a simple, quiet life, all while pushing books, appearing on TV, and making media appearances left and right. I mean, the hypocrisy was impossible to ignore. South Park basically said, "You want privacy? Girl, please." And once that joke landed, the whole world was in stitches.
I went online to see what was new with Uncle Harry and Auntie Meghan, and I couldn't find a thing. I would have thought she'd have at least popped up in a tampon commercial by now.
Bravo fired me. Well, not really, but basically, they only offered me friend of the housewives for next season.
Mentioned. Where's this beloved privacy that they talk about?
Yeah.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
They don't want attention. This is just so attention. This is all about her.
Right.
It's not about...
Any type of flower arranging is just telling a story. What story do you want to tell? Maybe leave the country. Maybe disown your dad. Be creative with it.
So all you'd have to do is Instagram yourselves using my ketchup. It'd be a huge help.
I see. Well, that's something we'll definitely think about.
And you know South Park never stops at just one gag. They turned it into a whole running joke. Meghan and Harry's cry for privacy became this war chant they screamed everywhere. And it was hilarious because it exposed exactly what critics have been saying forever. They don't actually want privacy. They want attention, just on their terms. The louder they yelled, the more the audience laughed because it was so spot on.
Oh, you hilarious, Meghan.
Why did you move back here anyway?
It was ultimately a tough call, but there were a lot of factors to consider.
I want to play you the first of these South Park clips and get you to react.
A postcard today from your Uncle Harry and Aunt Meghan in LA.
Let me see that. What the hell are they doing in LA anyway?
Oh, pull it up, Jamie.
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
Let's have a bit of a laugh at Harry and Meghan's expense because I've finally caught up with this South Park episode.
It's quite vicious in a way, but quite funny as well.
What matters is what we have on the inside. Hello?
Time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
And let's not forget the title, the Worldwide Privacy Tour. Genius. The cartoon couple ditch Canada and head straight to the quiet little town of South Park, convinced this move will prove they're just normal people wanting peace. Sounds cute, right? Blend in, live quietly, start fresh, except in South Park fashion, it turns into a disaster because their version of quiet life looked nothing like reality.
A taste of entitlement, greed, avarice and deception.
It's the biggest piece of dog
Why did you bring that with you again, Harry?
You know, in case someone wants a massage, I'll do a few out calls.
Well, that's exactly what has happened. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have given their communications team the boot, blaming them for a series of recent PR humiliations.
She is a malignant narcissist.
Get a job, Meghan. Fake it till you make it.
Shed a tear for poor Meghan Markle. There the delighted Duchess was, all set to steal the King's limelight, and then, suddenly, dramatically, she was stripped of the chance. Damn!
Harry and Meghan are their own worst enemies.
This is a disaster. This is a flop. Whatever the hell that means, perhaps she'll take solace in her own expanding opportunity.
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you.
Unlike for Harry and Meghan, who yet again seem to have axed their entire staff.
At first, it actually sounded promising. In the cartoon, they talked about how perfect this new life could be. A small town, no press, raising a baby in peace. Honestly, it sounded like the dream they've been selling all this time. But then, boom, South Park flipped the script. Because what they call privacy isn't privacy at all. It's just another way to keep everyone's eyes on them. They don't want to disappear. They just want to control the spotlight.
My soul weeps in languages I've not yet chosen to invent.
Just follow my lead, Harry. I've been on TV for years, so I'm kind of a pro.
Yes, the very famous show Suits.
Yeah.
What did he just say? He victimized me. It's because I'm an ethnic woman. He can't do that. I'll see. Wait, you're ethnic? This is an outrage. We'll just see how he deals with my blue pill.
There's talk that the royals are going to sue over this episode now. Would you recommend they do that, Kosha?
No. Look, it's speculation, but looking at their pattern so far, they do seem to be rather litigious.
Comedy duo issued a scorching statement just 30 minutes after the announcement that South Park Season 27 would now be pushed back 2 weeks to July 23rd.
Yeah, well, it's technically not a job. Don't know where you heard that.
Don't worry, my love. He's not gonna get away with this.
Would you ever consider joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Are you serious?
My name is Meghan Sussex now. Call me Meghan Markle one more time, Mindy Kaling.
Why are we so mad today? Because we want our privacy.
And South Park didn't hold back. They showed Meghan and Harry going on TV, pushing their tell-all book, keeping their media blitz alive, and oh, the book. South Park gave it the most hilariously petty title ever. A title so sharp it cut like a knife because it highlighted just how absurd their endless complaints are. The satire was brutal but also brilliant because the exaggerated antics were basically just reality with a filter, and that's what made it sting.
And please stop sending me samples.
I hear you, Andy. I'll amp it up. I'll smash a wine glass. I'll tell Kyle she has Munchausen syndrome. I'll accuse Dorit of doing coke. I have an idea. I was thinking of maybe hosting a little group trip. What would you think about going to London to visit my in-laws?
Buckingham Palace? Yes, please.
That's right. Nothing says that you're impossible to work for a bit of a ball ache and an axe grinder than constantly cycling through various members of staff like hot dinners.
It has been several months now since our beloved Queen has died. All Canadians are finding it hard to go on. All Canadians, that is, except for our first guest, the Prince and his wife.
And after the comedy of errors that was American Riviera Orchard and the ongoing chaos of Manic Meg's scam jam car crash as ever, perhaps caution is called for here.
I've read Spare. I've read it cover to cover. They are a damaged couple. They are people in trauma.
And then came the knockout blow. South Park went right for the juiciest contradiction of all. They mocked the way Harry loves to call his family stupid and trash journalists, only to immediately be reminded, hello? He literally just wrote a tell-all book airing every ounce of royal drama. Oh, the irony. It was such a brutal punchline. You could practically hear people cackling across the globe because it was just too real. South Park didn't have to invent anything. They just amplified what was already happening. And Meghan, she had to be fuming.
Hey, can you two keep it down?
Hey, you ever heard of a thing called privacy?
Over, under, around and through. Meet Mr. Bunny Rabbit, pull and through. I did it.
Good job, Harry.
It is uncomfortable, but I don't think, because she's done this before for photos, I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
way too big. It's way too big.
And sort of too low as well.
Yeah, it's like a metre out there. I mean, it looks the wrong shape.
Where's she going to give birth there? Through her knees or something? I mean, that is too...
Don't you see, Butters? Teaching people to think of their brand just makes more people like them. This whole thing is wrong. They're telling you guys to reduce yourself into products.
Hey, guys. So funny bumping into you.
Yeah, I mean, we all live here now, so not that funny.
We're just performers instead of human beings.
He's right. Trying to make ourselves into a brand just turned us into products. We don't need to be a brand, do we?
We couldn't get jobs and we ran out of money. We ate chicken out of bowls and rode in big cars full of smelly people to something called work. Every day was a new nightmare.
Hey! You ever heard of a thing called privacy?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. Will you two just shut up and go away?
That's what made the whole thing sting so badly. The writers didn't even need to create some wild fantasy. Nope, they just held up a mirror. What they exaggerated was already out in the open. The hypocrisy, the contradictions, everyone's been whispering them for years. South Park just screamed it out loud, and because it was all rooted in truth, the jokes hit like daggers. It wasn't just comedy, it was satire dipped in reality.
It has really upset Meghan Markle.
Like the gross disrespect to the intimacy and privacy of marriage and childbirth.
Ah, okay, then you must be in the national system. Oh yeah, is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me. So you hate journalists? That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist.
Park County Police Station, what's your emergency?
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night.
Oh, is it the Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone?
Yeah, come on, honey. We don't need this place.
Honey?
It's so funny, too, that you keep calling me Megan. You know, it's Megan now.
I feel like the focus is starting to shift off of me. Maybe in editing you'll fix it.
People were saying meh. It's not meh. It's pronounced me. The H is silent.
I don't know what to do. How are we gonna pay for school for Archie?
I have to tell you, I never realized so many things cost money. Like this chicken. I bet you had to pay for it.
But you're the same.
You're the same.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, guys, you don't gotta do this. Please, I'm begging you to stop.
And oh, let's not forget one of the sharpest digs. South Park dragged their constant obsession with privacy around their kids. You know the whole thing. They post carefully staged pictures but slap emojis over the kids' faces. The show mocked it ruthlessly. And the reason it hurt? Because it's exactly what critics have been saying. If privacy is the goal, why share anything at all? Why bait the public with half a glimpse? South Park twisted that into comedy gold, but the sting was all too real.
Well, it's an apartment, so...
Yes, an apartment palace, I know that. Lots of tiny palaces inside one big palace.
Have you always been a natural creative?
Of course. I remember one example. I suggested to the royal family we should do a Real Housewives of Buckingham Palace, but they were against it every step of the way.
Dad, do you have any cash for a cab? Oh, look, Grandma's on the money. I never noticed that before.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
You just can't keep faking it. It's too hard.
The cartoon called it for what it was, trying to have it both ways, teasing just enough to keep people curious while claiming it's all about protection. And honestly, people watching were nodding like, yep, that's exactly what they do. The irony was impossible to ignore, and the laughter, it was mixed with that awkward realization of, wow, they actually behave like this. By the end, the episode made it crystal clear. It's not about privacy at all. It's about fame. Meghan's constant push for visibility was front and center. South Park even suggested the kids were part of her strategy to soften her image and keep her brand alive, and whether people liked the joke or not, it struck a nerve because for many, it echoed what they already suspected, that Meghan isn't stepping away from the spotlight, she's doubling down on it. The message was undeniable. South Park painted their cycle perfectly. Demand privacy, sell your story, bash the press, then use the press for relevance. And the more they exaggerated it, the more people realized it wasn't that far from reality. That cycle has been the Sussex's PR playbook for years, and seeing it turned into a running gag? Brutal. But just when the South Park buzz was reaching its peak, boom, a new video surfaced, and oh my lord, it made the parody look like prophecy. Meghan was allegedly filmed inside a hospital room, and let me tell you, the backlash was immediate. People found it bizarre, undignified, and completely off for someone holding a royal title. Critics online had a field day pointing out how desperate it looked, like she'd do anything to stay in the headlines. Instead of winning sympathy, it just fueled the perception that she thrives on chaos. And some people? They even joked about what Princess Diana would have thought if she'd seen such a spectacle. The contrast was glaring. Diana was all dignity, grace, and quiet strength. Meghan's video? It felt like a PR stunt gone horribly wrong, and oh, it gets worse. The clip triggered bizarre theories, especially about her baby bump. Viewers swore it looked unusual, uneven, even fake. People were pointing out the odd shape, whispering whether it was staged, and to top it off, the so-called hospital room didn't even look real. No medical monitors, no typical equipment. It looked more like a set than a ward. Critics said it reeked of a stage performance designed to grab attention, not a genuine private moment. For many, that was the last straw. It wasn't just a bad look. It symbolized everything that critics have been saying for years. Moments that should be private, sacred even, get turned into content. PR stunts dressed up as reality. Meghan's team may have thought it was clever, but instead it fed into the narrative that everything about her is calculated, orchestrated, and manufactured for the cameras. And the backlash didn't stop at the video itself. Oh no, people zoomed in on the details. The name Lilibet, taken from the Queen's cherished family nickname, being tied to such a spectacle, that was seen as deeply disrespectful. What was meant to be touching came across as branding. Imagine attaching the late Queen's beloved nickname to a viral internet stunt. For royal loyalists, it was unforgivable. And here's the kicker. The South Park episode summed it all up perfectly. It exaggerated their contradictions, yes, but it also held up a mirror. The world saw what they'd been thinking all along. When you reveal everything, when you live for the spotlight, you lose the mystique. And without mystique, all that's left is noise. By now, the whole saga had turned into a circus. Meghan's furious reaction to South Park, the bizarre hospital video, the endless contradictions. It all created this whirlwind where every attempt to control the story only fueled the fire. And the internet? It wasn't letting her off the hook. Commentators started saying the quiet part out loud. Meghan wants the royal glow, the global recognition, the crown without the crown. But when it comes to the actual sacrifice, the quiet duty, the service, that's where the gap shows. And every misstep only made the difference between image and reality more glaring. Critics described it perfectly. Meghan wants the prize without carrying the weight. Instead of building respect through dignity and service, her public image kept getting tied to spectacle and chaos. And now, with every headline, her credibility slipped further. Recovery looked less and less likely. And according to royal watchers, the driving force behind it all wasn't mystery. It was need. A need to be loved by millions of strangers. Every move, every staged moment seemed fueled by this hunger for validation. But instead of feeding her image, it chipped away at it. Because the world can smell desperation, and nothing kills credibility faster. Even worse, some claimed she deliberately times announcements to overshadow royal milestones, making it seem like everything is a competition. And whether you call it strategy or pettiness, the result is the same. It keeps her in the spotlight but erodes respect at the monarchy's expense. For royal loyalists, that crossed a line. They said it wasn't just personal missteps anymore. It was disrespect to the tradition itself. Moments meant to be private or deeply meaningful were turned into PR opportunities. Royal milestones reduced to content, dignity replaced with clickbait, and so the harshest critics made their boldest call yet: strip the titles. Let Meghan and Harry live as celebrities, not royals. Because as long as those titles remain, the monarchy gets dragged into the chaos. The lingering question, though, the one nobody can ignore, is this: can Meghan ever recover, or has the damage already been cemented? For many, the South Park episode gave the clearest answer. By exaggerating their contradictions, it captured exactly what critics had been saying all along. Reveal everything, and you lose the mystique. Without mystique, there's no power, just noise. And at the end of the day, Meghan and Harry aren't being seen as building a legacy of service anymore. They're being seen as trading dignity for attention. Every new headline chips away at the respect they once wanted to protect, and the harder they push, the harder it becomes to win that respect back.